Greetings, MGTOW, men, males, and anybody else. I'm going to talk very briefly about, sorry about that, Kyle Rittenhouse. But before I do, sorry about this. I'm about to go and take a bath, loosen up my back, but I just want to get this done before. If you're also here for some reason to judge me on my looks or look at me or anything, I assume none of you watch this because you shouldn't. It's just the things I'm saying. But if you are here for that, and that's what you're here for, to take jabs or just to judge me on that, you are just sad because again, I'm ugly. Like I'm not sitting here flexing. This isn't to pick up chicks. I just don't get that aspect. It's funny. But that out of the way, Kyle Rittenhouse. I talk mainly about Kyle Rittenhouse through the lens of male disposability. And I want to clarify some things. I've gotten some negative reactions from people, which again, I'm not surprised. It's not unexpected, but I had some people misconstrue some of what I'm saying. So I do want to readdress that first. I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse did anything wrong, should have acted differently. I don't think he should have, again, I want to make this clear. I do not think he should have not gone out that day, not even in hindsight. But I can say that also Rosenbaum is a victim. Now, not a victim of Kyle Rittenhouse, not a victim of anything that night. So when I say Rosenbaum is a victim, I mean of the things that happened before that night, before he got out of the jail or hospital, whichever he was in. But I specifically mean way back to when he started molesting kids. In my perfect world, people would intervene and interact again, hopefully not from a place of authority, because I'm talking about nurturing and fostering someone and helping someone who's, again, been neglected and at the best, and other things, again, he's probably reenacting what happened to him in the past onto others. So, in my world, what I'm saying is, I wish there would have been, again, Kyle removed, no victims of Rosenbaum, because again, now you have those other victims who may be more prone to repeat these cycles, because life is that, a bunch of cycles. So so even again, this sounds kind of harsh, but it is what it is. I don't wish Rosenbaum survived that night, because in my head, now that I know what I do and see what I've seen and thought about it as I have, I believe that Rosenbaum surviving that night would mean that Kyle Rittenhouse, who I believe was defending himself and out to do something good in Kenosha, he would have died. And so again, from a pure position of hindsight, now I'm happier that happened. So I want to make that clear. The other thing is the aspect of calling into question whether, because again, I'm of the belief, and I could be wrong, that Rosenbaum is a victim of a lot of what he was enacting onto those kids in the past. And some people say, rightfully so, that it could be an opulence thing, privilege. He doesn't seem like he even cared. And that could also be right. But what I'm saying is that's just as bad, because whether I'm just simply neglecting my kid because I'm successful, or whether I'm punching my kid and doing that, I'm doing one of two things. But the main thing I'm not doing is not instilling positives into my kid. But in both situations, so if I tell my son or my daughter not to do something, and I don't ever hit them, so I just neglect them, but then I'm rude to in my case, my children's teachers, their friends, for example, because again, as a father, I have to take into account, I may not like that parent, but that just may be personal things. So does that mean they shouldn't be around my kid? Those are all things to kind of navigate. So, had to rethink for a minute. When you have the kid who is being neglected, What you are not having is that child in an environment where, and this is what's important, where they are raised with principles that we as intelligent people tend to take for granted, like respect for others, respect for yourself, the principle of the idea of the fact that what you do is more important than what you say, deferral of gratification, things like that are not concepts that you just say to a kid to absorb. You have to embody that. And this may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but kids don't always do what you say. They most often do not do what you say. They emulate you. They normalize what you do through the eyes, again, talking about looking at things through the lens of things. They look through the world, at the world through the lens of you. So what you do is good. Even if what you're doing is good, is punching that kid or starting a fight or yelling at that person. Again, so if I have that child who I'm neglecting, I'm not raising them to be respectful, to be thoughtful, to be self-aware, to be aware of others, to think of long-term consequences and things like that. So I'm setting up just victims. And it may not be a victim of me, but it's going to be a victim of someone else. So I said, and I'll say it again, there were no heroes in Kenosha, only victims. Now I'm debating watching and live streaming my reaction to the Rittenhouse and Tucker interview, but again, the gist of it is, in my opinion, that kid has been through so much trauma that he needs time to compartmentalize and make sense of all of it. I'm worried he's going to go up there and again just have panic attacks or misrepresent what people think, because it's already going on with things that happened today in Wisconsin. People misconstruing things and taking them out of context and using them as excuses. And I don't want him to be the butt end of excuses again. He needs to take this time, from everything I hear about lawyers and the people around him, to sort out not just those people who want to be around him and want to help him, but those people who are going to do that, those people who are not going to take advantage of him or not abandon him or not try to get him to say something so they can sell it to CNN or something like that, because that's a sad truth. That's going to happen. You're going to find people wanting to get at the money he has, the fame, the name, the something, not looking out for him or his best interests. He's going to need to navigate all of that. Tucker Carlson, for example, I can honestly say I don't know. Again, I don't know Tucker Carlson, but I know he works for Fox, and I know they're a big company, so I know what they want is people like you and me to watch. I don't know if they have Kyle's best interest in having him on today again, and that's just the truth of it. So we'll see what happens. Men, take care of yourself. Males, take care of yourself. Everyone else, take care of yourself. I'm going to go get in the shower or the bath. I think I'm going to take a bath, loosen up my back, and then get ready for Tucker. So cheers.